Stephanie Chung, your go-to for all things marketing, mindset, and manifestation. I grew my online business from 0 to beyond 6 figures in 8 months. My purpose is to empower women to step into the highest, most aligned versions of themselves. If you are ready to take charge of your life, learn how to design a wildly successful business, and leave limiting beliefs behind, you've come to the right place. You will learn the actionable tips and step-by-step strategies on money, manifestation, and social media. It's time to step into your role as boss, to raise your vibration and tap into your unlimited potential today. Welcome to the Social Reset Podcast. Hey, before we start this episode, I want to let you know the entire month of August, I am coaching you completely for free. Yes, I am hosting an event called 10K Anyway August, and all of August, I am going to be coaching you on Mondays, live on Zoom, and every single day in the free secret Facebook group when you sign up. So you can register free right now in the show notes for 10K Anyway August, where I teach you how to create 10K any way you would like, aligned to your energetic coding, creating your own marketing and sales processes in your business, teaching you to love your offer, sharpening your mindset so that you are fully in alignment of creating 10K months, breaking the rules your way, and showing up risky and bold in your marketing. I have created 10K weeks, 10K days, 10K launches, lots of 10K and beyond months in my business. And if that's something you're looking to create in your business as a coach or mentor, you definitely want to come and join us. Link is in the show notes for 10K Anyway August. This event is specially designed for potential Magic Mind students who want to join the mastermind next round. All of the notes, all of the links will be there in the notes for you. And I cannot wait to see you inside. All right, now on to the episode. All right, so let's jump into what I have for you all today for loving your offer. And what I'm going to do is, because this is also a coaching call, is if you do have questions, please use the chat. I'm also going to have you raise your hand and unmute yourself, and I will bring you I'll bring you up as a speaker. If you have something that you'd like to be coached on back and forth with me. Okay. So I'll let you know when that's happening. But for now, if you have something that you want to get coached on, or you know that you have something you want to get coached on, use the chat. I can also use that to determine who is going to be brought up. I do want to make sure that it is aligned to someone who already has a coaching offer that's already been selling it a little bit, and wants to expand into 10K months, wants to really solidify making money from this one offer. Okay. So I do want that to be really clear if I am bringing you up to get coached on these calls for 10K anyway. Okay, beautiful. Let me take away the waiting room so people can just join us, and we'll get started. Okay. So the first thing I want you to know when it comes to the way that you think about your offer is it could be so easy to want to shift and change so many things about your offer and make your offer wrong. How many of you feel like you make your offer wrong based on how things are going in your business, results or lack of results in your business? Is your offer the first thing that you end up blaming? just honestly give me a yes in the chat if that is something that you resonate with. If you're not seeing signups, consult calls being booked, you immediately go to your offer and your thought is, I need to change something about this offer. I need to change the contents inside of it. I need to change the length and the duration. I need to change the niche, who I'm serving, who I'm talking to. That needs to change. Okay, we're getting some yeses. Sometimes, yes. Yeah. Kayla said, does it count as an offer if I'm focusing on my one? Yeah. So that's your offer. Your offer is your one-on-one coaching container. Exactly. And I would actually prefer the one-on-one, I would prefer the offer being a one-on-one coaching for those that are joining us in Magic Mind, because it is so much easier to gain the experience if you are working one-on-one with your people. And then it's easier to transition into different types of offers and to really nail down a coaching process that you're teaching. Someone said, no, but I think people get confused that I offer it. Okay, tell me more about that. And then Christina said, yes, I'm pricing and what it includes. Okay, perfect. So we're all kind of on the same page here. Okay, beautiful. So yes, that is the main thing that we kind of go back and forth on is our offer. And what I want you to walk away from after this call is that you don't go back and forth on changing your offer or being even confused about what your offer entails. You are clear on your offer. You know what your offer is. You know who it serves. We'll get later into energetics of who you are and you know your energy of a 10K a month earner. But today I want you to walk away from this call feeling like, yeah, I've got a good grasp on my offer. I know who I'm serving. I know what this offer entails, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Because again, there is so much power when you do that. And instead of changing your offer every single time something goes wrong, you'll know what to do instead. And I'll get into that in a second. Okay. So when you have brain drama, when you feel like you're not booking consults, when you feel like you're hearing crickets and people are not signing up for your offer, you're not booking new clients, I'm going to teach you exactly what to do instead. That's actually going to create sustainable long-term growth and wealth that has nothing to do with changing your offer. Okay. All right. And I just want to remind you all that this entire month of coaching inside 10K Anyway is designed specifically for potential Magic Mind students. So if you're here and you are thinking about joining Magic Mind, you're thinking about joining the container, this is a really good time to ask if you have questions about the container, if you're envisioning yourself inside the container, questions about how we're going to apply certain things in the container. I can also answer those as well. So just know that you can utilize this time to really make sure that this container is aligned to you. And enrollment for Magic Mind opens on August 28th. So we are officially 3 weeks out right now from the enrollment date and only open for a week. So that last week of August, August 28th to midnight, September 1st, that is the only dates left available to join Magic Mind for the rest of the year. So once we're in, we're closed. We are masterminding for 5 whole months. We have a 3-day in-person event here in the Bay Area that I've already secured a location in Oakland. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to learn everything you need to know in the Magic Mind in those 3 days as we execute or as we learn, as we integrate, and then we execute in the next 5 months. So you know exactly what you're working on. You know exactly who you're serving. You know exactly what your processes are for sales and marketing that you are testing and evaluating, and you are learning, and you know how to make money. Okay. So that's what's happening in Magic Mind. If you're looking to grow into 10K months, if that is something you desire in your business, you want to shift into serving more people, booking more clients, booking out your coaching practice, that is a room that you want to be in. Okay. So make sure you're on the Magic Mind wait list and you'll get information on all of that. Okay. And I'll also drop that. I'll drop that for you in the chat. It's also in the link in my bio. All right. And really quickly, for anybody who is just joining my world, which I feel like a lot of you know who I am, and I recognize a lot of your names and your faces, which is amazing. But for anyone who's brand new, maybe this is your first Zoom call you've ever jumped on with me, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Tiffany Chung. I'm the business activation coach. I teach you how to start, aka activate your business in my fundamental course, Business Activation Academy, which is for brand new coaches. And I also serve my more advanced coaches in the Magic Mind room. That allows you to gain so much clarity on who you're serving, your sales process, your marketing process, growing to 10K months so that you can set yourself up to create 6 figures in your business. And today we're talking about loving your offer. All right. So what I mentioned before was sticking to why it's important to stick to an offer that you essentially love. And what I like to tell myself, what I like to tell my students is that there isn't a right offer, because sometimes we look for, okay, like, how can I find this perfect offer that's going to make me the most money? Like, oh, this person's selling this thing, like, let me go and do that too, because that seems really profitable, and let me try to like replicate their strategy and their niche, and then maybe I'll make that much money, right? Like maybe I'll end up making, the same amount of success that they have, right? And that it doesn't work that way, right? Because number one, I know for me and for many of the coaches in here, we are very spirit led, right? So I believe that your offer chose you, your offer came to you. There is a reason that you are designed to sell a specific offer, and not because it is the quote unquote most profitable or the thing you feel like you should do, but because it's something that you feel you almost can't not offer, right? And sometimes it's a lot more simple than you think it is. Sometimes it is just sticking to general life coaching, right? And not feeling like you need to find a specific specialty right off the bat, especially for most coaches who are very multidimensional and like coaching on multiple different things. General life coaching is amazing, right? And if you start with that and you end up coaching on something specific over and over and you love that, then it allows you to, if you want to, pivot into something else, right? But sticking to something in the beginning just for the sake of the experience, for the experience of coaching, is so valuable. And you don't get that every time you change your niche and change your offer. It's like you're changing a business and a process and a group of people and a problem every single time. So you never gain that full experience of what it is that you are offering to your most aligned people, right? And so instead of changing your offer, changing something about it every single time, changing the pricing. Oh my gosh. I remember when I was a brand new coach and I would get on sales calls with people who were interested in hiring me as their coach. I started off as a social media coach, right? I remember I would get so scared on the calls. This was when I was like brand new in the first couple months, that like when by the time we would get to the price, I would have a price in mind, and then I would lower that number hoping that they would just say yes. Who's done that on sales calls? Hoping that they would just say yes, and sometimes they wouldn't even say yes to that, right? Because in my head I'm like, well, it's lower and here's the discount and I'll give you all the payment plans, and if you need to pay over like 6 months, we'll make it happen, right? Like, I don't do any of that anymore. I'm very firm on my pricing, right? And I quickly switched out of that after I started working with a business coach, cleaning shit up, getting really clear on who I am as a coach and my energy. Yes. So yeah, some people say, yeah, I have totally been there. Yes. Oh my gosh, me. Oh my gosh, the payment plans are kicking my ass right now. Yeah, and it's not just that, because there's nothing wrong with payment plans. I still offer payment plans. I think they're a really great, like, accessible way to serve your people and your community, but it's also the thoughts that you have about payment plans, right? It's the people you're offering payment plans to. So now at this point, if I am offering my program to somebody, which I don't do sales calls anymore, I do them for Magic Mind after you've applied. So that's the only time that we would get on a sales call, is after you apply and you're accepted. Then we jump on a call, and really, like, it's really for me to make sure that you're a good fit for the container, and then for you to have any questions answered. But I don't have anyone that just is able to publicly book a sales call with me right off the bat. So I sell in different ways, right? But your thoughts about the payment plans and the way that you are attracting your clients into those payment plans is what makes a really big difference, right? Because if you're not able to determine who is the best fit client for you and who isn't, right? And you have these thoughts about money, about pricing, about making your offer wrong, it's always going to backfire in some way because you are not fully committed to the process, right? So it's always going to show up in some capacity when we aren't, like, our thoughts are not fully aligned, right? So instead of let me go, like, I haven't, for example, haven't booked a sales call in, like, say 3 weeks, right? And your mind immediately goes to, okay, let's sit down with the offer again, and let me bring the price down by $200, and let me change this. Instead of this process, I'm going to do this instead, right? So instead of doing that, what I want you to do before it even gets to that point, but we don't want to go back there anymore. Okay. After this call, I want you to be so clear on what it is that you think about your offer. What do you think? Like, what are your actual thoughts about your offer? What are your thoughts about your pricing? What do you actually believe about your offer and your pricing? Because here's the thing, your energy, your mindset, and your messaging too, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's just talk about your energy right now. Your energy is going to leak into everything you say and do. Okay. So when you are giving off this inconsistent, shifty, shaky, unsure energy, it's also going to mirror, everything's a mirror in life, right? It's one of the universal laws, right? Like, things are going to be mirrored back to you. There's always a level of polarity. So when that's mirroring back to you, what is it mirroring? Is it mirroring your confidence in your offer? Is it mirroring the thoughts that you've built about yourself and about your coaching program that you're so convicted in? Or is it mirroring this back and forth, shaky, shifty energy that you're struggling with internally? Right? And that's what gives that's what results in some clients saying things like, "Oh, you're so inspiring. I love your work," but they don't actually buy from you. Or they, you know, maybe they book a consult with you, but then by the time you get to the price, they're like, I don't know. I have to think about it. I gotta talk to my husband and my kids and my dog and my best friend and my fish and all the things, and then they ghost you. Right? So it shows up in these sneaky, not so sneaky sometimes, ways where it's mirrored back to you because of this inconsistent energy. Inconsistent energy breeds inconsistent energy, right? Confident energy comes from confident energy. Like Magic Mind is the highest level, highest touch, like highest level mastermind that I've sold. It's the first mastermind I've sold. But other than one-on-ones, this is my highest ticket. It's $10,000, right? So I've been able to attract not only my aligned clients, but a room full of them each time I launch, because I'm so committed to the decisions I make. I'm not like, okay, well, if someone books, then I'll do this, or if someone hires me, then okay, then I'll set this up. No, the booking is confirmed and my card is charged for the workspace for the 3 days. Every single call for Magic Mind is already on my calendar. The Slack is already set up. The emails are already written. The email to let you know how to prepare for the live event and get over here if you're not local is already set up. There are processes and SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures, are all set up in the back end, and my team and I are essentially ready and waiting. There's an energy of ready and waiting for this container and what I've done in the past that just allows people to be like, yeah, this is an easy decision, right? Tiffany's not inconsistent going back and forth on whether or not she wants to offer Magic Mind or changing the things inside Magic Mind constantly, even though I do update curriculum, I do shift things, but not from an energy of lack, from an energy of abundance. Like, for example, for this round, I'm offering workbooks and like things people can print out, and ways that you can write out. You have an entire workbook for your offer. Like, you're going to be so fucking clear on your offer. You will literally have an entire like handheld workbook where you decide all these micro decisions about your offer, right? So when I add to it, when I change things, it's from a place of abundance and serving my clients powerfully. I want everything to be a over deliver, right? I want people to come in and have an incredible client experience. But I am so committed to every decision I am making. I already know the process, right? August 28th, applications open. September 1st, applications close. We jump on a sales call after I get your application. If you're a good fit, you have 48 hours to submit the first payment of the payment plan or pay in full. Then you're in. Then you have an onboarding sequence. Like, everything is an energy of done, right? And that's how I've done it in previous rounds. I'm just like, all right, this is it. This is what we're doing. These are the times. This is what I'm deciding. And that type of done energy attracts clients who are ready, your best fit clients who are ready to jump in now. I want you to ask yourself where you've been giving off inconsistent energy, or like maybe later energy of, okay, like you get kind of scared and think that something needs to change. I want you to see how that is an opportunity to self-coach yourself into deeply believing that you are the best coach for your best fit clients. Your offer is the best solution to their issue or the thing that they want to create in their life. Whatever it is, whatever kind of coach you are, this will work. Okay. Being clear on the process in which you help them, even if it isn't a step 1 and then step 2 and then step 3, there's still a process, right? Even if you just meet with them, talk about their goals that they want, help them identify the goals, and then every session afterwards is working towards those goals. That's still a process. That is a process right there, right? It doesn't need to be super meticulously laid out. Like, my one-on-ones are pretty customizable and pretty flowy in that way, right? So you want to see how all of the energy you've been getting, how are you mirroring that in your energy? How are you communicating this to them, to your best fit clients? And when you think about your offer, it should be very clear who you're serving, what is the thing that they're looking for when they hire you, right? Like, what is the thing that they're looking to elevate from? So in Magic Mind, we call it an elevation zone, because I just don't like using the word pain points. Whatever. So I've created elevate to embody, right? You elevate into a certain state of mind. You want to elevate into something that they want to achieve in their life, right? What do they want to elevate into, right? What is the solution that you are providing to them in your coaching? What is the process in which you help them get there? And when they walk away from this, how is their life exponentially better because of this program? Even in ways that are not connected directly to the coaching or coaching wins, how do they show up in their life differently? How does this impact other areas of their life? Right? You want that to be so clear in your messaging, in your marketing, and your thoughts about your offer to be clear, your thoughts about your people to be clear. So that way you're not speaking to your worst clients' objections and going, okay, well, if you can't pay the payment plan, then maybe this is what I can do for you. No, you don't speak to the person that's not a good fit and not committed. You are speaking to your best clients, and you're speaking to your best clients' objections if they even have any, right? You're speaking to their hesitations. What is your best fit clients' hesitations, if they even have any? Address those in your marketing before they even get on a sales call with you. So by the time they book a sales call with you, they're already sold, because you're in the energy of done. You have created this program and you are deciding on it. It's decided, it's done. This is the program. This is what you get. This is what I'm sticking to. This is what I believe about it. And this is what I believe about you. There is an energy that you have when you jump onto a call. If all of those boxes essentially are ticked, right? It's not about perfection. It's about how can you show up with this confident, sure energy that you can create if you manage your mind, manage your thoughts, and be clear on your own offer, on what you're serving. There's nothing more powerful than a salesperson being super calm and grounded in what they're selling. Like, we've all probably been around salespeople that are like, essentially like, you need to buy this now or else it's gonna make it mean something about them type of energy, like a car salesperson or someone who needs to make a quota, right? Like, we know what that feels like, and it doesn't feel good, right? But when you're calm, when you're grounded, when you're convicted because you believe in your offer, or at least you're not changing anything about your offer, because the conviction also comes through it comes through time, it comes through like building client results and experiences. But when you're creating that groundedness in your offer and believing in yourself and believing in your clients, so much easier for someone to say yes to working with you. So much easier for them to be like, yeah, I see you as the coach that I want to work with. Does this make sense? Is everyone on the same page with that? I'm going to check the chat really quick. Yeah, Kayla said, so not even worrying about people understanding my methods, skipping straight to what they can expect in working with me and what it would feel like to work together. Yeah. So Kayla, like, you're already speaking to the people who understand your methods. You're already speaking to your best people. Like, there are probably things you won't need to explain to your best fit clients, right? Like, there are probably things that you need that they already know. that's already clear to them. So at that point, what do you need to share about your offer, and what energy can you share it in to just get them to the yes, to working with you? Because again, you're speaking to people who are already, in a way, they've already said yes, right? In a way, they've already sold themselves on you. You're not convincing. That's where the what's the right word? The like sleazy, greasy sales people energy comes from, is when you feel like you need to convince someone, like, no, but these are all the reasons why you should hire me, and this is what you should do. And that's draining. It's exhausting. It doesn't feel good to anyone on the giving or the end receiving. When I show up and speak on trainings, coaching calls, in all of my messaging, you can go on my Instagram right now, I'm already speaking to my best fit clients, the people who need zero convincing, the people that might just want to know a couple details and then they're in, right? Those are my best fit clients. They already know, they've self-selected into my containers and into working with me because they know who they are, right? Through my messaging. Okay, I can do some coaching right now. So click reactions, click raise hand, and I'll get to as many of you as I can. I'm going to keep reading through the chat because there's some good stuff in here. Jennifer said, yes, so what I'm getting, oh, hang on. It keeps going. So what I'm getting is to continue running my 190-day group offer instead of offering different programs every quarter. Yeah. Okay. Why don't we actually coach on this? Because you have your hand up, so I can get a little more info.
Amazing. Hi.
Hi.
Loving this so far. Okay. So yeah, because I have my 90-day program. So I coach one-on-one.
Okay.
I have a 90-day program. I grew my capacity. I did month-long programs, groups. Now I'm doing my first 90-day one, $500. 4 people have bought it so far, and other people are like, buzzing around.
Yeah.
Starts next week. Feeling really good about it.
Okay.
But then my brain is like, okay, we'll end November 15th. So over these next 90 days, am I marketing another iteration of the same program, or do I do a different program?
Okay, got it. So you kind of want to launch it just back to back to back with no break in between. Is that your plan?
I mean, okay, what my plan was until this was it goes in, so August 15th to November 15th, and then October I was going to start like another 8-week accelerator. Then maybe some of those people would join, some new people. I'd sort of like overlap and do multiple programs.
Okay. Why are you not just sticking to one way of serving your people? Why is there constantly a different creation that's coming up for you?
Yes. So because my clients are bringing me different things that they want help on, but not everybody wants help on the same things, right? So right now I coach on money, and it's really like personal finance, creating, managing, investing money.
Okay.
And that's what I love and what I'm really in. But then some of my clients are really like, they're coaches, they're business people, and they would benefit from like a business, to find your brand, blah, blah, blah. But some of my clients that have hired me for like learning, managing, and investing wouldn't benefit from that program.
But what if, in a way, what if you just decide that they would, though?
What if I decided that? So that's what I was thinking, is like, just keep, like, I'm really inspired by Simone Grace Soul. I was inside Joyful Marketing, the whole thing, and what she did really well,
Yeah,
she just kept adding things into the same container. So what I'm starting to get from you, and what's actually finally clicking, is like, I could just run my same program again, but now there are all these awesome additional bonuses.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like as you're speaking, I'm like, there could totally be multiple people who need to hear all of those things in one call, and you're separating them as if you're talking about like money and then like cars. You're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
about like
yeah,
things that are under the same umbrella. And
yeah.
if anything, you would branch into having like what your smaller offer. Maybe you keep the 90 days and then maybe a more advanced room for people who've graduated a certain level. But it seems like right now it's mainly just the topics. Like inside Magic Mind, we're coaching on content marketing and on sales and on your offer and on your mindset. And are there some students will maybe have some things down and other things not so down? Absolutely. But I'm not creating different divisions for every single one of them. I'm letting them all
Got it.
come together and mastermind one another and coach one another, because something that someone's really good at, they can help someone else. Someone that's just
Right.
mastered this can coach someone else. Someone that's struggling with this thing, someone else who's mastered the other thing can coach them on that. And it's all a group, it's a community that they build together. And that could be the same thing for you if you allow it and if you decide it, but you have to be the one to decide that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, as you're saying that, that sounds really good because A, like all of my marketing, all the work, all the videos, like it's done to think about having to make a whole new program is kind of exhausting to me right now. So to
Yeah,
think of like, oh, I'll run it again, but it's more expanded, it's got more is interesting to me.
right. So what if you keep it as it is, you funnel in as many people as you can, and if there is something specific, like if you want to cater the messaging towards specific topics, then do that, right? Like people are only going to funnel in because of your messaging, right? So
Got
you
it.
can just let them know if you're deciding like, hey, we're coaching on this and this and this and this, like let them know this is what happens in this room, in this container. And then maybe after you've run this a couple times and you see people who are maybe graduating from these topics in some way, that's when I would branch into a more advanced room or a more advanced group. But since
Mm,
this is the first time you're launching this room, I would just focus on this room. I would just focus on
on,
getting really clear on the messaging. Who is it for? What's happening in here? What are the results people are getting? Like
yeah,
focusing on this before you're thinking about launching, like you haven't even launched this one. You're already thinking about like another
yeah,
accelerator and then another one. Like what's going to serve your clients best is one, because think about all these different things. Like you can coach essentially anything anyone needs coaching on around money, around those topics in any room. Don't make it harder for them or more divided for them or more thoughts and options for them to just
yeah,
hire you.
yeah. Okay, that's really clear. So thank you. So I'll just focus on this. And then I guess by November, December, I could just be selling the next one and maybe I'll give myself some space and just launch it January.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. And then can students just do it again? Like what if this group wants to do it again?
Yeah.
Like just buy it
100%.
again?
Yeah. So with my mastermind, I don't expect my students to get all of their results and goals within five month period, right? I expect actually to go through the mastermind I'm in at least 2 or 3 different times in
Okay.
order to learn the material. Maybe the first round is like learning and integrating the material. Maybe the second round is like really focused on like actually executing, taking action, right? So like each round, ask yourself and decide how it is so beneficial for them to go through it
Mm,
multiple rounds, right? Like, how do they benefit through going through it a second time, a third time, right? What do they learn in each round? And how does that benefit their finances, right? And how easy and how like set up for success would it be if like you're already sharing wins and results and what's going on in this container and letting people know, hey, by the way, if you want to join us, next round opens in January. Here's the wait list to be
yeah.
notified when we're about to open, right? It's
Love
selling
that.
itself.
Yeah. That's so good. Love that.
Yeah.
And just, I know people have their hands up. Last question is, and if there's stuff that's, so my clients have been asking me all this love stuff this week, and I'm like, I've done so much work on that, but that's totally out of left field. So if for my own creativity and self-expression and desire to serve, I could just do like a one-off masterclass, maybe like right now, to not take my focus completely off of it, or just not do that at all.
Well, so up until this point, you have been focused specifically on finance, correct?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're wanting to do a one-off masterclass on love and relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can decide what's going to be the best decision for you. But I would say, like, if this isn't something that you're going to continue teaching and creating a program around, maybe there's a different way you can connect, maybe even just on a personal matter with these specific students, rather than like introducing a brand new niche into your community if it's not something that you plan to offer. Does that make sense?
Expand on, yes, that answered my question.
Okay, beautiful. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, let's go to, let me see if there was anything else in the chat really quick. Okay, I'll get to some of these in a second. Let me go to, let me open up my gallery view. Okay, Sasha.
Hi. Thank you. I have a question about, so actually when you started the call and you were saying like your offer that you already have, I just opened a new group program. There's nobody in it yet. Okay. I've been coaching for a long time. So I've been doing one-on-one for a really long time. And I feel like I am, or have been stuck in this, how do I move from one-to-one into group programs? And my particular challenge there, and I see where I like do exactly what you said, where I look at the program and I like make the program wrong and try to like change it to fix it to get people to come in more.
Yeah.
I'm really skillful with sales, and I'm really skillful with closing a $22,000 one-to-one container. That's like easy peasy, but I'm not getting enough of those to make the amount of money I want to be making in my business. So I have like a big whale client, and then it's really quiet, and I have a lot of difficulty selling a $600 or $900 program to really similar people who are aligned in the same way with me and maybe aren't at that 22K price point. But there's something that happens for me in selling the smaller ticket items where I'm like, oh, I'm working too hard for them. I'm like dragging them over. I don't want to do that. Right. And it's some combination of what you're saying, but I can't quite put the pieces together of like what happens for me there that I have such a hard time, or it takes me a really long arc of time to fill a program like that. And then maybe I only have 6 women and it's not enough money because it took me a long time.
Yeah. Okay. First question is, why is it at such a low price point, like 600 for a group program? Is it for the group program?
Yeah. Because I wasn't selling anything at 1,200 or 18. So I changed the price point.
Okay. But does 600 feel completely energetically aligned to you to offer to a group program? And you're saying that it's not making the money that you'd want to make?
Yeah, I guess I can raise it. I sort of feel like if somebody has more money to invest, that they should invest in one-to-one. And I like one-to-one, but I don't want to only do one-to-one. I feel like I'm limiting myself. I hear what you're saying. Like maybe I need to raise the price point to like 5K or something like that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't necessarily need to be. I mean, you can decide what price sounds aligned to you, but it sounds like from what you're saying that the 600 price point seems like think about it. If there is a premium way to work with you, and that is like Louis Vuitton, and someone's like, okay, they're getting everything they need there, and they're willing to invest, and those are your best fit clients, like they're looking at like 600 as like, okay, this is like something I can get off the shelf at like Walmart. right? And they're like, well, why would I
Right.
even want that? That's not even what that's not like, I'm not even going to get what I want. It's going to be like, oh, am I even going to get results from that? Right. And I feel like
Totally.
you have thoughts about that as well. That's just repelling people from even thinking about joining that offer.
Yeah, I definitely know that people get out what they put in, and I've seen that and experienced that. So that's definitely what's happening on my side is I'm like, oh, they're not going to invest themselves as much. I definitely have that tape.
Yeah, I would really sit down and think and identify all the thoughts you have about your group program. Like you, because here's the thing, it's kind of funny because I in some way I've resonated with that in my own business where like 20K one-on-one, 10K like, you know, mastermind. Like if I sell a like little like $500, $600, $900 mini course, like a lot of my community typically doesn't want it. Or at least in the past, like they haven't wanted it. Now it's different. I really don't offer things like that as much anymore. But if I put out like a small little offer, like they don't want it. They're like, what is this? Right.
Mm,
Like I've already identified myself as a premium coach. Like if you work with me, you are committed to your business. It's not just a hobby. This is what's happening. This is who I'm speaking to. These are my containers. These are the people I attract in my business. Right. So when you're offering a group program at a completely different price, that's a lot lower, you're speaking to a different group of people. Or else they would just join you for one-on-one. Sounds like that's like heaven, right? Like all that support from you and that premium price and the results they get, like why wouldn't they do that? So you have to find almost you have to find the client base for the group program that's different than the one-on-ones. Then you have to sell yourself on how this group program is best for your group program clients, right? Like
yeah,
there's going to
that
be
makes
one-on-one
sense.
clients, best one-on-one clients, and then best group clients. And how do you differentiate these? Because if in your head you're still thinking one-on-one is better and you'd like them to pay you more, they're just going to funnel right into one-on-one and you're going to have a group program that has 0 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Veronica. Hi.
Hi. Okay. So I have a offer that's $2,000. It's a main coaching offer. Okay. And that offer, I've been offering it for almost 3 years. And in the last year, because of Simone's teachings, I have offered more like low cost coaching offers, like little mini offers that have been really fun to market. And I have learned a lot marketing those.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a launch right now. It's my 4th round of sort of offering something like this. But I'm also in this place where I'm like, okay, now am I just using these low cost, easy to sell offers for me as a way to avoid selling my bigger offer? Now, my low cost coaching offers are sort of like an introductory offer to my bigger offer, but I'm really not talking about my $2,000 offer. And I want to be, because I do want to be making 10K months, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of challenging myself this month in lots of different ways to talk about both.
Yeah.
And, like think about the possibility of somebody just buying my 2K offer and just being like, low cost sounds great, but like, why wouldn't I just want the 2K offer? You know?
How have you been showing up in your marketing in selling them on how the lower cost offer is actually better? How have you been doing that?
I mean, just I create launches for them. There's like a very short period of when I'm marketing it, a very short timeline for them to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I make it better because it's cheaper, it's quicker, it's not such a big commitment. That was one of my thoughts I have about my $2,000 offer that I wrote down when you asked that.
Okay, so here's something I want to offer you is The energy of selling the low cost offer is actually like everything you have to do to sell this lower cost offer, talk about it, launch it, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. You're just choosing to do this because of the thoughts you have about the lower cost offer. It's not harder to sell the higher ticket offer. It's just you haven't decided your thoughts on it. And the thoughts you do have on it are thoughts that you can reframe, right? But you're choosing the lower one because you think that it's going to be easier, but you're actually doing the same amount of work that you would do if you were, and you could be making those 10K months. You're just choosing to focus on the lower offer. Do you see that? Like it's the same amount of energy output. You're just thinking it's easier over here than over here.
Totally. Yes. And I was thinking about that, about how I was like, why aren't I just launching for my 2K offer? Like I've never done a launch for it since it's evergreen. And then people will be like, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, because you don't talk about it. And you have these thoughts about it that I would go and like sit down and identify all the thoughts you have about your 2K offer. Like really, really sit down and identify like, what do I actually think about this thing? Why don't I talk about it more? Like what comes up in your head when you maybe want to go and market it or you want to go and post about it, but then you don't? What are the thoughts that come up? What are the beliefs you have about it? Like think about your thoughts about the offer.
Yeah.
I want you to like really, really identify that and see how like sometimes it's just the most like sneaky, ridiculous thought that we have that's not true, that just runs in the back of our heads that's causing you from making money. Right? Because like, you know how to sell, you know how to launch, you've been doing it, right? You know how to get that process out there to completion, to sell to your people. And you could be doing the exact same thing for this offer and making 10K and beyond months. So sit down. I would do it right after this call is over. And I would even share it in our Facebook group for 10K anyway. I would sit down and identify all the thoughts that you have about this 2K offer. And then on the back, I would write down all the thoughts that you want to think about this offer moving forward, right? Make a decision that moving forward, this is what you will think about this program. Every time you think about this program, this is what happens. This is how you feel, right? So your thoughts and your feelings, and actually take time like feeling in your body like, oh, it's so luxurious that they get this 2K offer because then they get access to this and I get to serve them in this way and they walk away with these results. Like envision the transformation for your clients in the 2K offer, which I'm betting they will get so much more out of than like the smaller mini offers, or at least more long lasting results where you can serve them in higher ways.
Yeah. Yes, totally. You're right. You're right. And like, just to share with everybody, because I think some people said it was relatable. I've already pinpointed one of those thoughts and I've started shifting it in the last week or two. And it was that I used to think like they don't want to buy it. But now I've realized like they do want to buy it.
Yeah.
And that's just like already changing things. So I think if I just go in on all the thoughts and start choosing to believe like they want to buy it for all these reasons.
Yes, exactly. And I want everyone here on the call to notice how like we just come up with shit in our heads. We just come up with these things and then tell ourselves, nobody wants to buy my offer. We've all thought it. We all think this about our offers. Why? Because we have an asshole brain. We have a human brain. Our brain is going to be an asshole. That is what it does. Okay, it likes to protect us and keep us safe from certain things. So when our brain is being an asshole, we have to lure it back and be able to go, no, this is what I choose to think about my offer. This is what I decide about my offer. And guess what? Either one you make true becomes true, right? It's like that saying, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Right? Like if you like, for example, if Veronica was like, "Oh, no one wants this offer," and she kept telling herself that, going forward, selling it, marketing it, launching it, no one wants my offer. No one wants my offer. No one wants my offer. Right? Like what kind of energy is that going to exude versus like, oh my God, people want this. They're lining up for this. I'm in demand. I am an incredible coach. I'm a coach that creates results for my clients. People cannot wait to get a taste of my offer. Like what happens when you start believing that and building the belief for that before you see the evidence? That's the key thing. That's why I always talk about delusion, right? This is delusion. This is what delusion is. You're believing it before they start buying. Because how easy is it when you have a line of people and you're like, oh, I am an incredible coach. People are lined up for my offer. They are. I see it right here. You have to believe it before it happens. Okay. Yeah. So that also answers what's happening in the chat. What if we make the offers and they're not buying? You have to believe that there is demand. You have to create the demand. You have to create that with your energy, with your thoughts. And a lot of the people who say that, which I'm not sure is true for you specifically, but a lot of the people who say, oh, but they're not buying, how many times have you spoken about it?
Yeah.
How many times have you offered? Once, twice, 3 weeks ago, and then got discouraged and got disappointed? You have to keep going and keep believing and keep self-coaching yourself on it and not changing things every single time. You have to be the constant. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So good. Okay. How are we on time? Okay. We're about to come up on one. Maybe I'll do one or two more. Let me say Jessica.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
I just actually want to say quickly, Tiffany, absolutely loving the times of these calls because usually I miss them. So thank you.
Oh, yay. Okay, great. That's so good.
Okay. So you briefly covered it on the previous one. At the moment, I'm just like not making offers at all. My mind is, I have a story around it that I'm bragging. And I know that's a lie. I do a lot of in-person events. Now, my energy in person nailed it, got it. Like my conversion rate for the free events, well, it started off free. Now I charge, but my conversion rate for one-to-one clients, that's my offer, one-to-ones, because I've just been doing this for a year, and my conversion rate is really high. Now, for whatever reason, I give so much power to social media and my energy I like subordinate completely to social media. And I was even talking about this before, where the realization that do my followers like even know what I actually do? That's how much I don't want to use the word brag, but you know what I mean? Like, I know that my transformations are insane. I know that I'm really awesome at what I do. I know that when I'm in the one-to-one sessions, I'm just hot off the press with my coaching. But then again, when it comes to social media, I get into my good girl box and I'm like, oh, did any of that make sense?
Yes, it makes so much sense. And here's the reframe that I want to offer for you. Every single time you're thinking about this, you're using the word bragging and you're thinking about you. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking that like this somehow is about you, which I mean, it is. You're the coach, you're facilitating this. But what if you focused specifically on this being for your clients, for your community, right? Like instead of bragging and making it about you, it's like, no, look at these clients and their transformations, right? Like you can highlight their results. You don't have to share their name for anonymity, right? You can either use a different name or you can ask for consent to share their story, but let those stories speak for themselves, right? Like it doesn't have to be about you. You're not going there talking like, and what if, like, so that's the first thing. And then number two, what if it is okay that you are bragging on yourself as an incredible coach? Like, what if that's okay? I think as women, we're taught that is like a no, that we need to be humble, that we need to keep things to ourselves. But like, what if that's okay? What if you allow yourself to brag a little bit, right? What if that's like your like, what if it's almost like an edge where you're like, ooh, I'm not supposed to do this, but like, oh, it feels good. Like I get to brag. Like, and it's almost like, yeah, like you own this energy where it's like, yeah, I created that and I can help you do that too. Right. Yeah. Like Jazz just said, I love to hire confident, unapologetic coaches. Right. And I would love for you to play around with like, this energy you step into as a coach where you own, because it almost feels like you're not fully owning the transformations you've helped your clients create, right? So I think part of this work is really owning and taking responsibility. And maybe there's some inner child work here too, where you want to look back and see where maybe you haven't fully taken or you weren't taught or allowed to take full ownership and responsibility for some of your achievements when you were younger. I know that like when I would get like super like, you know, even as a kid, like my parents would be like, oh no, like keep that to yourself, or like don't brag about that. Oh, why are you talking about that to other people? Like that was such a thing in my family and my culture. And so what if this is something that you like almost like in a rebellious way, you're like, no, I get to be braggy and big and own my shit because I am an amazing coach and I want people to know it, because you get to serve more people and because you know what you're capable of.
Yeah. No, I love that. In the real, in like the not social media world, I'm completely standing in my unapologeticness and no hesitation. And I even said to my friend, she wanted advice, and I said, this comes with a warning though. Like I have no hesitation in giving you the straightforward advice. There was a word that I used, I can't remember now. But yeah, as I said, I just don't know what it is about social media. I completely like freeze and shy away.
Yeah. I would identify some of the thoughts that you have when you're going, like, what are the beliefs that you have when it comes to showing up on social media? Like, notice how it actually feels in your body, right? Like, notice some of those sensations. And I would actually identify, if you haven't done this before, if you haven't gotten clear on it, because we just like, I feel like we've created a lot of stigma around social media. I feel like sometimes we can feel like there's a lot of eyes on us. Like there's a lot of things that we can create in our own heads around our beliefs about social media. But the thing about that is you also get to create different beliefs. You get to create different ways of showing up. If it means removing people from your follower list or from your feed or whatever it is to create a more peaceful space, that's something you get to do, right? Like social media at the end of the day is a neutral tool. It is just the thoughts and beliefs and the ways we use it that make us feel a certain way about it, right? Like I've used my social media to be like a place where I share aspects of my life. I sell very powerfully. I brag about myself a lot, and I call it bragging too, right? And it's about the thoughts I have about bragging and the thoughts I have about showing up on social media, right? Like I allow myself to show up in that way because I've decided my thoughts. You just haven't decided your thoughts. You're just letting some of those thoughts from fear or hesitation or scarcity take over because you just haven't decided what you want to think. And now you get to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like my busiest months in business because I actually took time away from social media and focused on my in-person workshops,
Uh-huh.
and miraculously had the busiest. And I just know that is because my energy was in that flowy state of just trusting. And again, for whatever reason, now that I've come back onto social media, I get what you're saying about feeling it in your body, fully get it, because it's here,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like, and when that comes up, I would like breathe through it and sit with it and drop into your body and go, okay, what do you need? Like, what is coming up for you? What are you thinking? Like, actually sit with that sensation in your body. Like, sometimes I do that when I'm like, okay, what is this? What is coming up? And I can't like put a thought to it. Like, it doesn't make logical sense because it's our bodies. And I'll just drop into my body. I'll close my eyes and I'll envision, like, what does this look like? Sometimes it's like a knot in my stomach. Like,
Yeah.
what color is it? What texture is it? I'm like, oh, it's like red. It's like spiky. It's like a ball, right? And it's like swirling. I'm like, okay, well, what are you saying to me? What do you need from me right now? Like, what are you trying to communicate with me? And I'll literally just like drop into my body and see what it is saying and what it's like what is it asking for, right? Because these
Okay.
sensations in our bodies are they're messages, they're like alert notifications, right? So if you can drop in and you can ask and you can identify, it'll help you to reframe your relationship with social media, and maybe it'll help you take some actions, whether it's like removing people or thinking different things or showing up in a different way that'll help you create more joy when you're
Yeah, I
showing
want
up.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I would do that. I would do that after this call. I would like sit down, drop into your body, identify some of these thoughts.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Thank you so much.
of
That
course.
supported a lot. Thank
Yay.
you.
Okay. Amazing. Um, okay, we're at time. I'm gonna do one more. I'll do Anna. And then anyone else who has a question or wants coaching, drop it into the Facebook group and I'll coach you in there afterwards, or you can come tomorrow. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I'm excited to talk to you. I've been following you for a while.
Yay.
Um, I guess my question is, I get confused on how to brand myself because historically I did mixed race parenting coaching, like I help parents with mixed race kids understand that experience because that I'm mixed race and I feel like a lot of parents don't know the nuances. However, I also have a background in advertising and business. That's my day job. And I've just
Yeah.
found it's easier to charge businesses more money. And so I've kind of shifted to doing more B2B stuff. And so I do both. And
Okay.
but my audience was built on the mixed race parenting. So I have trouble branding myself, I guess.
Okay. Are you still wanting to coach in the mixed race, coach the coaching? Like, is both happening at the same time, or what do your offers look like right now?
I've put the coaching on the back burner because it was just a harder sell and it was just harder to, find clients. For me, the B2B has been a lot easier, but I don't want that to go away because I worked so hard to build that audience. I'm thinking, maybe I do some lower ticket stuff like a journal, like a workbook, or, I sell for like I'm thinking it would be like a no-brainer to buy for parents with activities for them to do with their kids, or maybe I do some workshops or in-person workshops and stuff like that. But I've moved away from the coaching. I don't know if I want to go back necessarily because it was kind of a drain on myself trying to sell, and then like an emotion, I'm putting myself in their family and it was just a lot.
Yeah. Do you feel like it was a drain because of the coaching or because people weren't buying the coaching? Like, if you had a booked out practice coaching, like, would you want to do that? Or is it not something you want to do anymore?
Um, that's a great question. For me, selling it was hard because most parents aren't thinking about that. They're just thinking about getting food on the table and getting their kids out to school and yada yada, which
What
I
if they
get.
are? What if they are thinking about, what if your best fit clients are thinking about that? I know so many parents who think and actively talk and actively wonder how they can help their kids. What if that's just a thought? You're speaking to your worst clients and not your best clients.
Then I haven't found them yet. Like, cause I've had a lot of sales calls. I even have a Facebook group. I have people who want to learn this stuff, but they don't want to pay for it. And I'm tired of
Another thought.
creating content that I'm giving out for free. So I just kind of went dead on social media because I felt like I was giving out advice for free and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, well, you're only tired. You wouldn't be tired of it if you were making like multi six figures from just coaching, would you? Would you be tired of making free content? No, you wouldn't. I make free content almost every single day. I never get tired of it because of my thoughts and because I have a booked out coaching practice, right? Like I'm constantly serving my people. I'm making really good money doing it. And I work 3 days a week. I never complain about giving out free content. The only people who do are the ones who feel like they're not getting anything in return, which maybe that might be the case in building it up. So I think the question you have to ask yourself is like, is this really something that like, and it's fine if it doesn't feel aligned to you to coach anymore. You don't have to force yourself to coach in it if you really love doing the business stuff more. But the only reason I'm asking you this is because it sounds like you enjoy it. And it sounds like there's a passion and there's a drive within you that wants to help families in this way, right? Like you have this particular unique skill that you've already coached on. So before you go all in on the business stuff, I just want to make sure that you go in and identify what wasn't working. Is it that parents don't actually want this? Or is it that you were just speaking to your worst clients? And there are parents who really want this and are willing to pay for it. And if you spend time really building those beliefs and really like identifying that and speaking directly to those parents and going back and even going into your messaging and going to see like, okay, how was I speaking to my worst clients? How was I speaking to and thinking that people can't afford this, right? How can I, if I want to offer this coaching again, how can I speak to my best clients who are already sold, who already want to pay for this and desire this coaching, right? Like, would that make a difference?
Yeah. I could look back at it. It's hard for me because I did spend like a good year plus doing that, and then I got like a handful of clients, but like as soon as I did the B2B stuff, I got a client like that and charged him like 3 times what I charged the family. So for me, at the end of the day, I want financial freedom. And that's really where my priority is because I have 3 kids myself and I'm working all the time and I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think you just have to decide like what is actually good, because you also want to be lit up by what you're offering. Right. And so, I mean, you're just going to have to decide like, what do I want to think? It's almost like because you think that business is easier to sell, it sells easier, not because it does. I know I'm in a mastermind with a mom who is a coach, a coach for moms, autism moms, potty training their autism kids. She makes I think she makes $400,000 a year. Like that is, and she could easily be like, okay, well, it's too specific. They don't want to pay this. Moms who have kids that have autism, they have other needs to pay for. Those all might be true, but she didn't let any of that stop her from making a shit ton of money. So it's not the niche. It's not even that business sells better. It's your thoughts. So whatever you decide, which is up to you, whatever feels most aligned to you, right? I want you to see how it's not because of the niche. it is because of the way you think about it, and you can make money. Like you can make money selling whatever it is you want. Right. And I want you to see that. And that might be a little bit tricky because you're like, well, I didn't get a lot of clients here, but I got a lot of clients here. It's just because of the thoughts that you had about business selling more than coaching parents.
I see what you're saying. Now I'm thinking like, I still want to do both.
And maybe that's, and maybe you do both. But they would just have to be, you would just have to be clear on like, it would be like two different businesses.
Yeah.
Right. Like you would
But
have
they'd have to live separately. Like I probably couldn't, because right now I have one Instagram profile and it's just me, and I call myself mom of all trades because I do it all. I'm also a children's author, so I just kind of blanketed it under that. But I don't know if that's confusing to my audience.
think because they are two different groups of people. Like earlier when I was coaching on like finance being under one umbrella and different topics of finance, that's one thing. These are two different things. So I would think of them as two separate businesses with, and then I would identify your separate audiences. Who are you speaking to? Your messaging, like getting clear on that. But if the question is if you want to do both or if you can do both, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I just want you to see how your thoughts created some of this, because
thank you. I had kind of killed coaching in my mind, but I'll revisit it.
And I don't want, and I think that happens like you're not alone. I think so many of us go into coaching with all of these thoughts, right? And all of this, like thoughts about like, who's going to pay for this and who's going to want this and how many, like it can be easy to feel discouraged, but I want you to see how like the same thoughts you had about business, you can apply to coaching. And what if they're both just as successful, right? And you create even more financial freedom than you even thought was possible. Like thinking it just would come from business, it actually can come from both. That's what I want you to play with. Okay. That it's unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah. And that you know how to do this.
Yeah. Maybe I'll assign like Tuesdays to work on one thing and Thursdays to work on the other thing.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for showing up on this call. I appreciate all of you hopping on. So beautiful. I cannot wait to coach you the rest of this month. So I'm coaching every Monday in August. Next Monday we'll be on same time. And in the meantime, I'm coaching in the Facebook group, and I have homework for each of you to work on throughout the week. So this is week 1, and we're talking about your offer. So would love for you to really think about what decisions are you going to make about your offer and not change for I would say for the rest of the year, right? Like, how can I get really good at selling this thing that I'm not changing? And anytime I feel like I want to change it, I'm going to change my thoughts about it instead. I want you to see how it's so easy to change your offer and change your price and change this to hopefully get more clients. But I want you to take that energy and self-coach yourself instead. So what are you choosing? What are you deciding on for your offer? Tell me the length you're deciding. Tell me who you're serving. I want to hear it in the Facebook group, and we'll all collectively support you. And if you need any additional coaching on anything that you didn't get on this call, then pop into the group as well. Okay. All right. You are all amazing. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you all later. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe. If this episode resonated with you, please take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at tiffanychung.co. I truly appreciate interacting with every one of you. Catch you all on the next one.